Here we get an idea of the type of food we like to offer. Take an opportunity to peruse these menu items and feel free to pause the video to take a closer look. Please make note of three things. First, you may have seen a cheese sampler, caprese, or roasted tomato salsa at other restaurants, but consider that these items will be alongside roughly 230 of the world's greatest beers. This menu is far from ordinary when considering that beer will always be front and center. Also, make note that we plan to raise the image of beer by making all of our dressings from scratch, buying locally baked bread every morning, and having wonderfully unique restaurant food, not bar food. Just as a fine French Bordeaux selection is generally seen alongside an elegant French culinary experience, our food will raise the brand and image of our beer, and vice versa. Second, note that as often as possible, we will be using locally grown and farmed meats, cheeses, and vegetables. It is much more important to Coloradans, and in particular Boulderites, to eat locally grown food than in many other parts of the country. Therefore, we plan to capitalize on this desire by offering items like Boulder farmed tomatoes, Estes Park smoked salmon, and Colorado raised American bison. Finally, make note that parenthetically following each menu item, we have offered our own recommendation of a beer style that we feel is most complementary with that particular food dish. It is much more common to see this pairing in the wine world. However, we believe that the more diverse flavor profiles in beer, due to the wider variety of ingredients, make beer a more suitable and natural pairing with food than even wine. In the months after we open, we even plan to offer beer dinners with local brewers such as Adam Avery, in which he will present his own beer pairings with a multiple course meal prepared by our chef. We will enhance the culinary experience by marrying excellent beer with excellent food, an idea presently foreign to the Boulder restaurant scene. You're getting a good idea of the food and drink that we plan to offer, but what does this bar look like on the inside? Imagine as you enter, the interior of the pub will consist of a wooden bar housing an impressive selection of single malt scotch, whiskey, bourbon, and top shelf liquors behind a two-tiered set of 80 draft faucets. Seating will consist of 10 to 15 bar stools and 120 to 150 seats at booths and loose tables. Lighting will be dim. The walls of the bar will be strewn with photos of outdoor activities, personal photos, and art. The interior of our bar will not include beer point of sale advertisements such as Guinness mirrors and neon lit beer signs. The feel of the establishment will both attract our target clientele and reflect its owners, educated outdoor enthusiasts between the ages of 25 and 55, skiers, mountain bikers, runners, hikers, kayakers, climbers, photographers, and of course, beer lovers. The bar itself will more closely mimic a wine bar, where we plan to raise the image of and awareness for the world of craft beer. As you sit down at a booth or at the bar, you will be greeted with a comprehensive book called the Beverage Guide. All beer, wine, liquor, and martinis will be presented to our patrons via this beverage guide. Beer will be center stage at the front of the guide, with pages upon pages allocated to bring our patrons up to speed on how diverse and wonderful the world of craft beer is today. Here we have a sample description of a very exclusive flavor from New Belgium Brewing Company in Fort Collins, about an hour north of Boulder. La Folie is a perfect example of not only how unique our beer menu will be, but how unique the flavors we will offer. A secondary fermentation using a yeast strain disliked by most brewers and winemakers, called Brettanomyces, creates a pleasantly sour flavor in La Folie, a flavor profile most beer drinkers have never experienced. The idea here is to present each beer as its own character, and to open people's eyes to new taste profiles foreign to a world of beer dominated by mass-produced light lagers such as Budweiser and Miller Lite. We will use current ratebeer.com and beeradvocate.com ratings of each individual beer in order to further guide our customers toward a high-quality beer they will enjoy, and to solidify the idea that we only serve world-class beer. Not only will we be selling the best, most exclusive beer in the area, we will also be selling an education, Our beverage guide will help provide that education. Our mission here is clear. We will provide one location where people can come to drink and discuss the world's greatest beer. Our beer, food, atmosphere, and education will coalesce effortlessly to create a community of beer enthusiasts. We foresee people traveling from Denver, Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, and beyond in order to enjoy the best beer offered under one roof in the entire great brewing state of Colorado.